Hello and welcome. I am Scarberlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our mutation Stalker Tiger Shrike, who's level 33. We have 2.2 million experience and 15.9, almost 16 million influence. And we are working on a mission for Jenny Firkins. I don't think this is a story arc yet. And when we last left off, I was being asked to hunt 30 freak show in the street. And now we've found from them the location of where they're hiding the crate technology that they've stolen. And now we need to recover those items. And this may be one of them. Looks like it. So we got a crate file. A stolen crate file. And I'm sure there will be guys upstairs. So now I have to fight the crate and the freaks, which is sort of weird. So I'm going to do the radiologist first since he's a debuffer. And he will try to debuff me. We don't want to be debuffed. The other reason for leaving the freak show alone at first is because he has a high probability of rezzing. And so you take him out, and while you're fighting two other guys, you have to fight him again anyway. So you're fighting three, take one out, and then you're still fighting three. Right, so to me it's better to just leave that freak show until you're done with everybody else. Huh. So now they're fighting. The other two guys weren't fighting. Now in this case the patrol guard is sort of useless, so I will go ahead and take a freak out first. And then we will finish this one while the other guy potentially rezzes. I want to definitely do an AoE here. And miss two of the three of them. Great. You can see that the freak show are debuffing my melee defense with their electrical attack. Electrical offensive powers is another possibility that we could do for our next character. I hadn't thought about that. There's electric melee now. We could also do an electrical corruptor, I think, which might be interesting. Just checking to make sure there are no lieutenants in here. Now, this is probably just going to wrap around, so this is where that other door was, so my guess is there will be another way down south here. And looks like it, yep. Oh, I walked out on him, he almost saw me. Now we're hidden, and I hear another glowy right there. It's a refrigerator, probably with some genetic samples or blood samples. I hate when I miss that assassin. I mean, I don't like missing in general, but I hate missing that assassin strike. See if we can make up for it. Got it. Let's click on this while we're waiting for him to wake up. Got another clue. And there's some Cray fighting with these guys. Again, immediately thin the herd, because he will not respawn. Get a good knockback going on those guys. There we go. So this is just locked, huh? Not sure what the point of that door really is, other than to force you to go around. Alright, so now we're going to head south. Wow, this is a big warehouse, and there's the final clue. Alright, we're going to take these guys out because they're a little too close. They'll probably see me. Come on. See if we can do an AoE. Knock him back. Relocate. It's rough when you keep missing. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Misclicked. So this guy, I think, is the one who rezzed, right? Let's try to take him out so that he's done and can't come back. And now this is our last guy. And now we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. And that completes the mission. So we got a cellular regenerator, a Cray file, and genetic data. So let's head out and see what Jenny makes of it. Wow, look at all those tech enhancements. I guess I didn't sell last time. I have to admit, I wonder about what the Cray was up to in that lab. At a minimum, it sounds like they're skirting government regulations with their experimentations. And she says a group of scientists are under attack by the devouring Earth. They're doing critical work towards understanding and maybe reversing the process that creatures use to convert their own kind. I need you to go rescue those scientists. So this is going to be a little difficult. I think I'm going to probably get some more yellow inspiration. So I'm going to pause here. I will head over to a shopping area, maybe the arena. Or I think you can get them at the arena or the hospital. And then I'll be back when I have my inspiration set up. And so I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, we're back. We're in Steel Canyon, and we have 5 scientists to save and a defeat all. As long as these guys are things like razor vines, we will have no trouble at all. But if you remember from the one Devouring Earth mission that we have accomplished, we had some issues hitting the rocky guys. So I don't know how many of them there are going to be in here. But in case there are a lot, we want to be able to hit. In addition, if they are +2s, or sorry, +3s, they'll be much harder to hit than +2s. And so it's not these geodes; they're not so bad. It's the stone guys that look like actual stone instead of crystal, and those guys are really tough to hit. You miss a lot, and we were having a lot of trouble with that. So I'd rather err on the side of caution, or whatever you want to call it, and I got some extra insights. And I did something I don't normally do, which usually I try to carry whole entire columns of the same thing. I feel like if you're going to have inspirations, you may as well have multiple copies of them so you can use them repeatedly, or if you need luck, you can down 2 lucks. 1 luck isn't always enough. 1 luck is just going to bring this, right? If we look at its 12% to 18% defense, which isn't that much. But so I'd rather have 3 lucks, so if I have to, in trouble, I can down 3 of them and go to 36%, plus this would be 42% defense. It's going to floor anybody but a boss, but, or nearly floor anybody but a boss. But with these guys, these bedrocks, they're incredibly hard to hit, and especially if you're talking about the +3 variants, or the lieutenants that put out the cairns, they're really difficult. So what I'm going to do now is see if we can game this a little bit. Try not to use the yellows unless there's more than 1 bedrock. And see if we can take this guy out with our build-up. And that got rid of him. And the rubble shouldn't be hard at all because they're weak. But you can see right there it deflected. Miss, right? Even the rubble deflected. Right, so it took 4 shots to take out that silly rubble. And there's more guys down here. Now, the razor vines are no trouble at all. They're actually relatively vulnerable to our attack. Right, they're just going to go down in 1 shot. The geodes aren't too bad. I don't think we have a horrible chance to hit the geodes. 76% at this level. So I think they don't have much higher defense than just standard default. And they put out these silly shards, of course. But if you start looking into like the 2-hit with the bedrocks and the guys, I can't remember their name, that put out the cairns, it's much harder to hit, much lower chance. 95% chance, you rolled a 95.56. Well, that's just great. So we have a 76% chance to hit against these guys. It would be about a 65% if they were red. Right, and that's normal. That's standard for any set of minions, apparently, from the numbers I've been seeing. The question is, what happens when you're fighting a bedrock that's that high of a level, and it's actually a much lower chance to hit because they have some kind of defense that's similar to what you get with super reflexes or ice from a scrapper. It's not quite tanker level, but it's sort of scrapper level defense, and it's enough to just pull me down to like 40% to hit, and then you're just whiffing all the time. That bedrock there we can use as an example. So let's look at our 2-hit rolls. It's going to be 95% with the Assassin Strike, right? Because Assassin Strike has 2 accuracies on it, and they're only a little higher level than I am. But if we just do one of these, see a 54% chance to hit. Right, versus a 76% chance with the geodes, right, and a 76% chance with the razor vine. So that means these guys have a 22 defense. Right, now we're still capped on Assassin's Claw when we do build up. So we're gonna have to pull these guys because there's too many of them. Come on. See, 76% chance to hit the death spore of the same level. So we know they have 22% defense. If we then subtract that 22 from the 65 or so when they're +4, that's why you can see why we have trouble, because now you're looking at like a 45 to hit. Missed. Missed. You see how much we miss even with a 76% to hit? No, it doesn't seem like we hit 76% of the time, but it's even worse if you're talking about something like a 40% chance to hit. And there's 2 bedrocks here, so this is going to be rough. But I think we need to assassinate. I'm going to go ahead and take 1 yellow since there's 2 bedrocks. Try to make sure we hit. And we end up with 2 rubbles. And even then can't hit them. Look at that, still missing. Come on, rubble. Still can't hit. Look at that. Placate. Let's take out the death spore first. Now all of that like smoke that they're putting out, like the smoky circular thing, that is a mez. It puts you to sleep. I'm just going to back these guys out of here so I don't aggro the hostage takers. Look at that. 62% chance. Even against the rubbles. So definitely have a lot of defense. right? And the red conning ones, you're well below 50% to hit. And so that's why I'm carrying these extra yellows. Missed again. Roll a 98. I'm telling you, if I had percentile dice that work the way the City of Heroes rolls work, I would be like trying to test them for being rigged. Another bedrock, but there's only one, so if we quickly bring in build-up, we should be able to take him out. Got him. And he doesn't seem to have that right there. I was gonna say he doesn't seem to have put out any little guys, but that little circular thing right there, that's the Mez. Can't hurt me because I'm a scrapper and I have a stalker and I have integration. Right, and integration is proof positive against that thing, which is their Mez attack. There's another one. Now, if 3 or 4 of them hit me with it, they will overcome the hold protection. Death cap, death cap. So these guys are now +3 to me. There's 3 researchers to go. These guys give quite a bit of XP. Yeah, the death caps for some reason seem to give more XP than the razor vines. I guess because they have the Mez, they're considered harder. I don't know. Alright, let's take out this geode. And then the death spore. And we just got some salvage. Yeah, I sold all my salvage. I have over 16 million now in influence. Now, am I walking up to these guys too early, or are they actually seeing through the hide? I'm not sure. I'll have to check it. We are hidden now. And there's a minion and another minion. Okay, let's take out the quartz. Man, I have needed to enhance the damage on my first 2 attacks, like literally since the first couple of levels, and I've just never been able to get around to it because I've always had other priorities. Okay. So we're doing okay. We really didn't need the yellow inspirations as much. Don't need that as much as I thought because we're not getting that many bedrocks. And as long as we don't get bedrocks, these guys aren't that difficult. This guy is, I guess, having trouble getting up. Now he's getting up. And I missed him with the Assassin's Claw, but he's dead. Yeah, there's several bedrocks in there. There's a scientist over there and nobody else here. Okay, so let's take this guy out. And then this must be his partner. I have a better claw throw than you do, buddy. With focus. So we're now hidden. Go ahead and assassinate this guy. Come on. Wow, I'm missing the razor vine a lot. There we go. Missed 3 times out of 4 with this guy. But now he's crushed. That takes care of the geode, and we only have 1 more researcher to save. My guess is that researcher will be in this room. Yep, right there. Alright, let's take another accuracy. We got him. And then we'll fight the rebel while we're waiting for our assassin strike to regen. Back over here and AoE. Come on. Wow. Miss, miss, miss. And that's with the accuracy inspiration running. What have I missed him? 5 times? 6 times? 7 times it took to beat this guy, and he was just a little rubble. Okay, that should take care of the bedrock. Of course a rebel came out. But now we're alright, we've got him. So that takes care of the death spore, and now the rebel. And he's out, and now we just have to save this last person. And this mission will be complete. Don't need that luck. Now I don't know if this contact, Jenny, is going to keep sending us after Devouring Earth, or what, because she's also sent us against Cray, against Freak Show, and various other organizations. Dr. Ito's concerns. We were trying to figure out how to reverse the process that turns people into Devouring Earth creatures. Well, we found something, but we're not yet sure what that means. We found biological agents in the blood of normal people that match similar agents recently. In the recently devoured, we started taking blood samples from people all over the city. We've been finding these biological contaminants in nearly every citizen we've tested. Alright. So this may be the Unity Plague. Yes, we're on a story arc, and I bet it's the Unity Plague. Okay, so Dr. Ito and his lab send you their thanks, Tiger Shrike. They're relocating to a new lab so they can continue their research into the process that turns people into Devouring Earth creatures. These biological contaminants they found in normal human blood are very worrying, especially since the same contaminants exist in the recently devoured. I've asked Dr. Ito to keep us appraised of his work. Alright guys, well this is a bit of a short episode, but I feel like if we start another mission it's going to be a really long episode, so I'm going to stop here and we'll pick up next time. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed. I certainly have. I am Scriberlock, and this has been City of Heroes.